Hi everyone, welcome to my cross-stitch channel. I'm Stephanie and thank you so much for joining me. This is Flosstube number 4 for me and today is April the 12th, 2025. So I just want to say first of all, thank you for coming to spend some time with me. If you're new here, then this is a channel that is all about cross-stitch. I do a mixture of full coverage and non-full coverage, and I just share my progress and finishes and things like that. So thank you for joining me and I hope you enjoyed the video. So since I saw you last, which was about 3 weeks ago, I've worked on 10 different projects. I haven't touched all of my whips, but I've touched quite a few. I've tried to do a system where I've worked on the full coverages and I've done 1,000 stitches on each, which I found took me probably 3 or 4 days for each one. I think that's mostly because they're all early stages and there's still a lot of new colours coming into the sections I'm working on, and there's still quite a bit of confetti, so that could be why it felt a little bit slower. I've had a few personal things going on in the last few weeks, so I don't feel like I've stitched quite as much as I might have done otherwise, which is why there's not as many projects to share today. But I do have 3 finishes. So 2 of them you would have seen in my very first video. One of them is a brand new start that I started, finished and fully finished. So I think, is that called a staffo or something? I need to learn some of these terms, but yeah, so I started one, finished one and fully finished one. So this is one that I had an idea for and I just used some material that I had and I just kind of done it on the spot without making a sketch first. So this is it was a piece of 28 count even weave that I bought a sample, so I think it's like a 5x5 square that you get, and I just didn't know what to put on it because I'm an Ada stitcher, so even weave just seems really difficult for me to try and do. So anyway, I came up with this design, so I'll show you more details. So it's like a little hanging cushion. So I've called it Home is Where the Heart Is, and a lot of that is 2 over 2, and then I've added a little bit of 1 over 1 on the windows and just where some of the writing things is. So that's how that looks. I thought it was just like a cute little design. And then I have hand stitched, because I don't have a sewing machine, so I've hand stitched this onto some random fabric that I had, and then just added a bit of ribbon and stuck a bit of ribbon on, so it makes like a little, looks a little bit almost like a shopping bag. So that is a little mini finish, and I just stuffed it full of some little bits of Ada offcuts that I had, which were too small to really do much with, so I just kind of cut them down into little pieces, so it's not really kind of very cushiony, but it gives it a bit of bulk, so that has its little place now. So that's that one. And then the next 2, as I said, you have seen, so I will put up the info panel, and that's just to give you the information just in case I forget to say something. So this one is called Cute Elf, and it's by Stitch Design Patterns, or StitchPatternsDesign. I always get those 2 confused, but like I said, the information will be here as I'm talking anyway. So this is a fully finish. So as I said, this is called Cute Elf. Try not to get too much glare on it for you. So this was done on a 14 count glittery Ada that I had. Yeah, you can just about see the glitter. I didn't use the coal floors, I just used some unbranded floss that I had, and the only thing that I added different to the pattern was that I backstitched the circles on these, and then I did a little bit of backstitch just underneath his face, just because obviously with this Ada being slightly different in places with the glitter, I just didn't feel like they stood out quite well enough, so I just added a little bit just to kind of make it stand out. So that is a fully finish. And then my other finish is one that I've been stitching as part of a stitch along called Stitch Jane 2025 to celebrate Jane Austen's 250th birthday. So this is a pattern that I found on Etsy, and it's by Prime. Mine's gone blank. Prime Stitcher Shop, that's the one. Prime Stitcher Shop, or Prim Stitcher Shop, sorry. But as I said, all the info's there. So this is also a fully finish. So I have been calling this Bewitched Me, and I don't have the glass in this frame just because the glass was damaged. I do prefer glass just because I feel like it's a little bit on the puffy side without the glass, but that is a fully finished. This one isn't one that can hang, so I have to have this one sitting up. And that one is so that one is on a 14 count Ada, which I tea-dyed, and I didn't use the colourful colours, I just changed them up again with some unbranded ones that I had to use, and I kind of made it a little bit of a spring style. The yellow flowers that are dotted around, I don't feel like they showed up too well on the tea-dyed Ada, so I just added like the little peachy orange centre just to kind of make them stand out a little bit more. So yeah, some of the border is hidden in this frame, but I just felt that it kind of worked and I had the frame to use up, so that's that one. Right, so that is my 3 finishes. Okay, so I have 7 projects that I have worked on since I last filmed. All but one are full coverage. So if you're not interested in full coverage cross stitching, then I wouldn't be offended if you decided to watch something else and spend your time with another Flosstuber. I am planning to stitch on some of my non full coverage ones more in the next few weeks, so I would love it if you do decide to go now, that you will come back and join me for another one next time in a couple of weeks. So anyway, this is my stitch in progress. So I think I remembered to take a photograph last time that I showed you all these, so I will try to pop up a picture and then I can kind of do a small comparison. I've not done that yet before, so we'll have to see how that bit goes. So I will pop up my info panel at the side while I'm talking about each one, just so you've got some information. I'll try to leave it on a few more seconds than I did last time, just in case you don't get a chance to read it. Please let me know if that is a helpful way of me doing it. It just feels like that would be easier for me rather than have to keep showing my tablet with the image and everything on. So yeah, let me know if you feel that that is a helpful way of doing it. Alright, so my first one that I've worked on since I filmed last is my photo stitch, and this is one that I converted from a photograph on Pick to Pack, Pick to Pat. Right, okay, anyway, so I know I did say that I was going to make this one my focus piece for this month, but that didn't end up happening because I had a new idea about working for 1,000 stitches. So anyway, so I did get some stitches in this. I'm not sure how many on top. So at the moment this is at 79.32%, and I have stitched 9,598 out of 12,100 stitches, so that is quite far along. And if I can manage to add a picture just in this side here, then I will try to show you a comparison of where I think it might have been last time I showed it. Yeah, so that is that one. And that is a 14 count Ada, and it is a 2/1 full cross. So that is this one. I have got them all as presentable as I can. I don't like to have to unzip all my bags for you on here, so it just makes it easier for me. Okay, so this next one is starting to be really huge, so as you can, and see, it's really big. So this is Dragon and His Books. This is a pattern by Pink Lily Pattern, sorry, on Etsy, and I am doing this on 16 count Ada, and it is 2/1 with DMC and CXC. So originally I started in the middle, worked up to the top, and since you saw it last, I've gone over onto this. This is why it's now huge. So this is literally the very top of the design, and then it kind of just fills out from there. So that is, there we go, that is what it's looking like right now. So last time I stitched on it, I stitched, as I said, all up here, and at the moment this one is at 8.95%, and it is 7,519 stitches out of 84,008. So that is that. So this was the first one that I worked on as my 1,000 stitch challenge, and this one took me 4 days of working on that to get to my 1,000 stitches, and then I worked on the next one. Right, so this one is my non-full coverage one. I don't use this via Pattern Keeper, so I don't have my stats for this one. This is just off a paper pattern. So this one is called Pink Floral, and it is by Samantha Lane Textiles on Etsy. And I'm not sure if I have a photograph of this actually, because I haven't worked on it for a while. But if I've got one, then there'll be one on the screen somewhere. So this is where I've got it to now. So that is the entire length. It's just a small design. So that is the entire length of the design, and it just comes back around, and each row is kind of it kind of repeats itself like that. So that's where I am so far. I find that the only thing that takes a little bit of time for me on this one is because I don't like the threads, traveling with the threads, because I think sometimes on these kind of designs it's noticeable. So what I have done is after I do each flower, I obviously cut the threads and start again. So it's a little bit of stop and start, but I don't mind doing that. So I'm hoping that I can get this one finished maybe in the next few weeks, so that when I do my next video, I might have this as a finish. I only worked on this for one day. Yeah, one day, so obviously I didn't get loads done on it. So yeah, so that's where I am on that so far, and it's just like it's just a nice little pretty extra design, and it's just something to do in between all of the full coverages that I've been doing. So I do want to try and work on that one. So my next one is Angelic by Stitch Is So Beautiful. So the artwork is Eda Jose Rosa, and it's charted by Stitch Is So Beautiful. So this one is started in the top right hand corner, and that is where I am so far. So this one is at 1.17%, and it is 1,878 stitches out of 160,000. And there's obviously in that there's a lot of colour changes, which is why it's quite a small amount that I have done on that. So that's where I am now. So yeah, so that's that one. And my next one is Mini Boho Seaside View by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is Amy Stewart, and this one is on a same as the other one, sorry. These are the last one and this one, they're both on 18 count easy count Ada, and they're a mixture. So Angelic is just CXC thread, and then this boho is a mixture of CXC and DMC. So with this one I am trying to work all the way along the pattern, and then I'm going to come back down and then do it by page. I just wanted to see all of the colours and all of the design all the way along. So that is what I have so far. Yeah, there we go. So that's what I have so far. So at the moment that is at 3.23%, and it is 2,435 stitches out of 75,400. And I will say that this one is slowly becoming, I think, my favourite one at the moment. I think it could just be because it's all different colours, and even though it doesn't look a lot, probably, you know, it's not really recognisable what it is yet. I just really like how it's coming together and all of the different colours. And I think because this one is much more colourful than my other full coverages, I think that's perhaps why I'm just enjoying this one a lot more. So yeah, so at the moment I'm noticing that this does seem to be a little bit more of a favourite for me. So that could mean that I try and look for some more colourful patterns in the future, because apparently I like the colour more than I thought. I do feel like I'm noticing that sometimes with the full coverage it could be that it's not necessarily the pattern, it's the colours and stuff in it. Excuse me. Because as I go to my next one, I'll that's why I'm explaining. For example, with my next one, this was an image that I loved, I kept looking at all the time, and when I've come to obviously stitch it, I'm finding that I'm not enjoying the stitching quite as much as I expected at the moment. But I mean, that because this is the way that I'm showing you these is the way that I worked on them, so I don't know if it's just because I've come from this one to this next one, and that could just be the reason. So I'm going to change up the order next time and see how I feel next time. So anyway, so this next one is Mini Flower Girl. It's by Heaven and Earth Designs. So this is in the top left hand corner, and I'm trying to do a page finish, so I'm working down rather than across. So at the moment I have, this one is 3.42%, and it is 3,611 stitches out of 105,625. And as I was just saying, compared to the Amy Stewart one, this one just feels it's taken a long time to get even that done. I will say that it does look the most obvious what it is, which now I'm holding up to the camera, I really do like that. But I think it's just because there's so much confetti in the rose. So I'm hoping that once I've got a little bit more done on this, that it will come to life more for me and I'll start to enjoy it, because at the moment I'm not sure. Like I said, I think it's just because what I've had going on personally. Maybe I just need something more bright and colourful and all that kind of stuff. So maybe that's the problem, but we'll see next time. And then my last whip for today, this is one I don't think I've had out for a while. So this is Tree Silhouette at Dusk by Artecy crossstitch, and this one I'm working a little bit differently. It's on a 22 count Ada that I found in my stash, and I originally started doing it 1/1, didn't like it, and I'm doing it now 2/1 on a 10th stitch, which I'm not sure if I'm enjoying the 10th stitch, which is why this one doesn't come out very much. But I'm slowly trying to just fill up the pattern, you know, the top of the pattern, and then obviously I'm hoping that once it's kind of straight, that it'll kind of come together a bit more. So at the moment this is one I'm a bit unsure of as well. So yeah, I definitely need to add a few more non-full coverage, I think, in between each one, and then see if that one helps. So with this one, I forgot to say how much it was. So this is actually at 10.66%, which is why I'm hoping that I can keep going on it, because 10% seems a really good amount. And that has currently had 5,011 stitches out of 47,000. As I said, most of that is 10th stitch, so it is only a half stitch, not a full cross. But it still counts, sort of. Okay, so I have had a few Flosstubers that have given me shout outs in the last few weeks, so thank you so much to them. I don't want to list everyone just in case I forget someone, and that would make me feel really bad. So thank you so much to everyone who has mentioned me or recommended you know, my channel. I'm really grateful for that. So I don't really have haul to share this time. I did purchase some more fabric that was on sale, so I do have 2 more full coverage ones fully kitted up now, ready to go, and I will pop pictures up of those. I'm not starting them just yet. So I have Mini Mount Cabin Home by Dominic Davison. That is a Heaven and Earth Designs one, so I have that one ready. And because I'm really enjoying the boho seaside view, I decided to get Mini Winter Reading Nook by Amy Stewart. I got that one kitted up ready as well. I'm not sure if that's quite the right season going into the warmer months with a winter project, but I do really like the colours in that. And I have plans for both of those the way that I'm thinking of stitching them. So the winter nook, reading nook, I'm going to try to do a page, so similar to what I'm doing with boho, but I want to do a page finish as I go, just to kind of try and build up the image a little bit more. And then with the Dominic Davison one, I've decided that due to it having so much brown along the top, which I think would be a real boring, I just don't think it would be so enjoyable to start off with that. I decided that I'm going to do a little bit of a different approach, and I'm going to stitch it by the most colour, because I do these on Pattern Keeper, so I'm going to, whichever's got the highest stitch count, I'm going to go not so much all around the pattern, but I'm going to maybe do like a section of all of that first. So it'll be a little bit like a kind of a cross country by page, I suppose, maybe. But that's kind of my rough plan for that one. And then, as I mentioned in my last video, that I'm still planning to do my stitch along for my birthday in August, so I definitely will have a different chart that will be started in August. So I may start one of these in between that. I'm not too sure. I'll see how I feel. So yeah, I think that's all from me this time. It's a little bit of a shorter one, just because I haven't stitched on as many projects as usual. As I said, I've been doing a different system. I do really enjoy getting about 1,000 stitches on them. I felt like that gave me some good progress, but the only downside is, as I said, it took me about 3 or 4 days for each one, and I didn't really get around to stitching much else other than the ones that I've shown that are now finished. So I think I would like to try to balance it out a little bit better for next time. But yeah, I've got a few personal things, as I said, I've got a few personal things going on, especially health stuff in the next few weeks. So we will have to see how I get on with the stitching. I mean, it could be just 2 or 3 projects next time, especially if I start on the boho seaside view and then get really into that again. So I'll see how I feel. So it will be about 2 to 3 weeks when I do my next video, just because I still have this free time that I mentioned last time. So yeah, it'll be a couple of weeks time when I do my next video, and share some more progress, maybe share a finish, perhaps, hopefully. And as you can see, I have my little Easter friends joining me today, my little springtime buddies. So yeah, so I hope that everyone has a good Easter if you do celebrate it. Get some nice stitching time in over the upcoming bank holiday in the UK, and just get some stitchy time in general in any other part of the world. I would like to ask that if you're not already subscribed and you do enjoy watching my videos, that you do consider subscribing. It'd just be really helpful for me just to see that it is reaching people, and that there is still interest for it. So yeah, so you can also follow me on my cross stitch Instagram. All of the information is in the description. I will try to link all of the projects and things like that for you as well. And yeah, I would love to have a chat with anyone. So thank you as well for commenting on my other videos. It's really great to meet all you stitchy people. And get to have a chat about different things. So thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you enjoy your stitching time, and thank you again for spending your time with me for this video. So I will see you again very soon. Right, take care guys, bye.